All right, we are rolling. Greetings, everyone. This is Tarot Illumination, and we're just doing a little like a courtesy video here to honor and respect the Aquarius new moon. The moon is still in Aquarius here right now on the west coast of USA. So we're now actually in the swing of it. It actually started on basically, I think it was like Saturday night or Sunday, you know. But that's typically a deep, deep lull. You know, if you think of the lunar cycles as just like another wave pattern, okay, always, 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 always. It's super, ultra, highly predictable. New moon, okay, full moon, new, full, and so on, okay? Let's put another one here. There we go. And so you've probably figured it out. From new to new, it's always 28 days. Okay? From here to here. And so we'll have another new moon soon enough. And we're going to have the full moon in a couple weeks. So there you go. So this is a highly trackable pattern. It's the same information we use here at Tarot Illumination and all like Western type astrologers using the ephemeris to track the planets and their movement, and it's the same information and data that is used for NASA and space travel and everything like that. It's just that with the astrology and the tarot and everything, we interpret it obviously quite differently. So anyway, let's just get on with it. What I decided to do is try and help you guys understand a little more deeper what's going on and how you can ride this so you don't have to be a victim of this, you know. That's really all I'm trying to do here. So I'm just going to take you through the astrodoodle notes for February. There's already a full playlist for this, and so I'm going to promote that and advertise it and stick it at the end of this video, so you can just click each one in detail, a little more detail, and go from there. And it's for all signs, so we're going to do all 12 signs right now. Okay, so here we go. Let's have a look. I don't know how to do all the timestamps and everything, everybody. So we'll just have to figure it out yourself. You can do the action replay rewinds on the channel and the video itself later on. So these were the original notes for February. Of course, I made these many weeks ago because that's what we do here. And it is the Aquarius season now. You know, that whole humanitarian energy community thing, friendship, rewards, the feeling of getting close to culmination and seeing like your place in the bigger community, the broader world, where it isn't just all about me, me, me. It's all about us, okay? And where do you fit in there, and so on. A couple of basic notes. This is the first week. We're still really in the first week here, and the planets are really tightly clustered. Like almost 1/3 of the chart. So that's a lot of pressure. Everybody's going to feel it some way or another, however their chart is aligned. February 4th, and that's what we're just talking about now. The new moon is starting in Aquarius, and now we're actually here. It's actually starting to be visible in the sky. So this is the time to, as they say, set your intentions, create your own NLP programming stuff. Define who you are and what you want and what you're doing, where you're going. What are you leaving behind, and what are you beginning anew? Okay, we'll show you. And, you know, this is all the other stuff. I'm not going to do that now. So here we go. Let's start with, you know, let's just do this randomly, okay? How about this? Sagittarius, okay? We're going to start with Sagittarius. So there's the Tarot Illumination Astrodoodle for Sagittarians. Woohoo! So all we're going to do is focus on the new moon, all right? So for you, Sag, the new moon is over here. Okay? It's in your 3rd house, okay? Communications, day-to-day business, friends, and just like the actual process and business of getting on with life. And vital communications. And, you know, these days, like, with, you know, technology and everything, it's critical. Like, you know, the words you speak, the thoughts that you think, the sounds that you listen to, the sounds that you express, all of that stuff, all the listening, all the expressing. It's vital to understand how fundamentally important that is to how your life evolves. You know, how thoughts lead to words, actually deepest feelings, gut feelings, primal, subliminal, limbic feelings. Ultimately, your deep core first feelings ultimately lead to thoughts, then to words, and typically deeds and actions and outcomes. So you have to understand when you're talking about new starts and new beginnings over here with the new moon in Aquarius, it's about what are you leaving behind? What are you going to start? How do you see your life unfolding now in terms of upgrading your communications? Okay? And how you relate with other people and how you allow other people to relate with you. Because it's very, very important to see the link with your so-called future. And with the Aquarian energy, of course, it's in some ways highly unpredictable. So you have to be aware for that. It's quite a little bit volatile in some ways. So just be aware for that. And just, you know, in other words, guard your thoughts. Think good thoughts. Think before you speak. Okay? We all know how Sagittarius is like bold and out there and really just whatever has to be said has to be said, and you always know you're right, of course, because often you are. But the thing is, sometimes it might, right now, it might be, how does that work in the community? Okay, how does that work with everybody? Can everybody handle that? All right, click. That's enough. I'm not going to say anything more. Let's go to another sign. All right, I'm going to put this one over here. How about, let's have a look. Cancer. Let's work on Cancer now, okay? Just for fun. I'm just trying to mix it up so I don't get stuck in kind of weird patterns. So, Cancer, for you, here's the same Tarot Lumination Astrodoodle, but as you can see, the Aquarius new moon is up here in your 8th house of intimacy, shared resources. Let's say, like after people get married or hooked up or fall in love, whatever, what actually happens deep inside the body and soul when people connect at that level to the point where you're like making babies and things, So you have to understand like the energy of deep soul merger that happens here in the 8th house, where you, Cancer, are going to have new starts and new beginnings at the level of deepest intimacy that's possible with another significant being. And you're going to feel how you're get into deep soul merger with yourself and another, perhaps going to the depths where you've never ever visited before. Like if you're used to diving or swimming and things like that, and you go down to certain levels and you think, I can't handle, I can't go any more than that. Well, this is a call out on new starts and new beginnings in here. You're going to have to go deeper, and you will be called to go deeper, okay? And that's going to affect how, well, you're going to see how your relationships and love life are deeply connected to like the vitality of your life and how you need others and others you need you, but we're going deep down to the soul level. It's not just like, hey, what can I do for you? What do you know for what, where's my money? What about my job? Or like, did we have great sex? Or what about the kids, whatever. It's about deep soul merger here, new starts and new beginnings, okay? Where it's like, how we talk on the love relationship reports, we intimate and we separate, we intimate and separate. What I'm talking about is this deep merger where you and another essentially become one. And that can be very terrifying. A lot of people don't like intimacy. They don't like that much closeness. So you have to be aware that it might be very uncomfortable for you in some ways, but it also might be an amazing new start in terms of going deeper. Okay? Thank you for that one. I'm going to pull another one. Now, of course, all these could be completely interpreted in other ways. How about, let's do Pisces. Here we go. This one's for you. This is Pisces. So let's have a look. This is the Tarot Lumination Astrodoodle for Pisces, February 2018. And you will notice here the same little blue circle. I hope we have some consistency. It's happening over here in your 12th house. Okay, so this is sometimes very hard energy to understand. This could be the house of self-undoing. This is the house of the end of all endings. This is the house of where the 12th house is like the house of hidden enemies. It's the house, it's the dumpster of your life. It's the spiritual dumpster. It's the spiritual kitchen drawer, the attic, the basement. It's the place where you just dump everything that you can't handle or don't want to handle so that you can just carry on with the regular day-to-day life. And this is what happens very much in the world of tarot illumination with You've Got to Reveal It to Heal It. Okay? Because this is the place where nobody likes to go, because it can be smelly and rotten, and it's full of like all the debris of life, the waste of life. And ultimately it has to fester and die and turn into, like fertilizer for the new life. Like when, this is getting really gory, but when plants and trees die and shed leaves, or animals die in the wild, they essentially turn into compost, and then from there it's very, very rich and you start something new. So the Aquarius new moon for you is very, very much about endings of endings. And how's that going to work? What is it that you do in your life, Pisces, that is so, so hard to understand, so hard to even dare to consider in terms of what is hidden, what is being buried, what needs healing, and then facing up to that, even if it's just little bits at a time. And the Aquarius new moon is here to help you. It's here to break things open, crack open the dumpster, break open the garbage waste disposal unit, the sewer, the attic, the basement, of all that crap in your life, all the crap stuff that you don't want to deal with it. This is like shocking new awakenings, where it's almost like the light goes on in all these places where you don't want it to go on. But the whole point is that you've got to reveal it, so you've got to shine the light on it. And there's a brand new light happening for you here. So in other words, don't be scared of it. Take advantage of this. And then as we come into Pisces season, very soon, the next batch of reports, basically, you're already going to be in a good place. But if you ignore the messages that are coming here for this new moon and the uprise over the next 2 weeks to the full moon, then you're hurting yourself. That's self-sabotage. Classic 12th house storylines, okay? So it's very difficult to handle some of this energy because nobody wants to go there. Not even the most advanced spiritual beings like to have to reveal it, to heal it, because that means you're dealing with your own doo-doo, and then you have to clean it up. Like, wouldn't it be amazing if we all had maids every day? Oh, clean up my doo-doo mess over there. Oh, can you please do my laundry? Oh, I can't stand doing dishes. You do that. Oh, by the way, I've got 3 illegitimate children. Can you take care of them for me? And by the way, I'd love to have your credit card, please, and just don't ask any questions. And then I'll be just fine. And of course, you can't live that way. It doesn't work like that. We have to clean up our own messes. So there we go. All right, Pisces, I hope I didn't scare you. I'm hoping that you get something good out of this. It's a new start, a new beginning, okay? All right. So let's keep going. Let's see, who else have we got here? I'm going to save Aquarius till last. Why not? Just for fun. Aries. What about Aries? Okay, let's have a look at Aries. All right, so Aries, here's your astrodoodle, okay? So you can see over here, it's in your 11th house, because you sort of are like symbolic of the universal chart, all right? So like for everybody, this is the newborn energy, the brand new, the light on the horizon. So over here is the Aquarius new moon February, right over here. It's in that house, which is all about you having evolved to all of this. You've evolved and grown and grown and grown and matured, and now you're part of the community. You're part of the world at large, where it isn't just all about you and all about the others. What can I get out of you? What are you trying to get out of me? This is a very mature placement, and it's sometimes very hard to handle because it means like the energy of like real selflessness. And yet it's so important that you retain your integrity, your individuality as a human being. You don't get lost in the community or the collective vibe. Like if you watch endless news like Fox and CNN and NPR, and you're just constantly getting sucked into the big collective community vibes, you can end up so like contaminated and polluted and, let's say, influenced, that you don't know who you are anymore. So you have to be so careful, Aries. So you're going to have new starts and beginnings, new beginnings up here, where it's time to make sure you retain your identity, your meanness, your not meanness, your me-ness, yourself, and have a really, really good close examination of like, wow, how do I really fit in the world at large? Am I just like a functioning on autopilot? Whoever screams the loudest and has the most convincing voice, am I going to follow them? Whoever has the most impressive hair, whoever has the coolest channel, whoever has the most like apparently amazing credentials. Is that what we're going to do? No, it's you have to make up your own mind, figure out like where do I belong in the world community, and define that and hold that. Okay, hold to that. Start new beginnings there, and enjoy it. I mean, it's very harmonious, comfortable energy for you. You might as well make the most of it and see how welcome you are, and see how you welcome others. And it can be fun. It can really be fun to dissolve oneself into the community, but you don't want to lose yourself, okay? Very important. So there you go, Aries. I hope you enjoyed that. Okay, I'm going to keep going. Let's have a look. What about Gemini? Okay, we're going to look at Gemini now. Yay. So over here, so this is the Gemini Tarot Illumination Astrodoodle. I'll hold it still for a second so you can get a glimpse. All right, there you go. You can watch it on the big screen if you want. Some people watch it on their smartphones. I know it's hard to, understand this gobbledygook, but it's Tarot Illumination personal notes, and I'm just sharing them. So for you, Gemini, okay, that's you, Gemini, February 2019, your new moon Aquarius is up here in your 9th house. That's the house of ascendance, the house of higher consciousness, greater understanding, the search for wisdom, the receipt of wisdom, and the understanding of the knowledge and the wisdom that you attain. Also, it's about seeing and living everything on the biggest, broadest horizons in your life. Some people, think of it in terms of foreign travel, foreign locations, foreign people, the whole of the extent of your expanded consciousness of the universe, not just like, what are we having for dinner tonight? Or like, like the day-to-day chores of life. We're talking about the big stuff, the big epic journey here. And you've got a new start, a new beginning here. So, and again, the Aquarius energy is really comfortable with Gemini. It's what's called a trine. It's just a naturally comfortable angle for you. And so this is very harmonious and a real chance for you to have new starts and new beginnings on how you perceive the world, like from an eagle's eye point of view, as opposed to like, Gemini, you can get so wrapped up in the minutiae of day-to-day stuff, like the texty, the computer, the talk, the chat, the read, the listen, and party and fun, and just the joys of like interacting human to human. But there's more, okay? There's a lot more than that, Gemini, and you have the chance to like tap into it here. It's just pretend you're walking down a street or your shops or, hanging out at work or you're with your friends or whatever, and you're just doing your everyday regular stuff, and you pass by a window, like at a mall or a high street or out in the forest or whatever, some kind of thing grabs your attention, your eye, and you think, well, what is that? And so you stop and you have a look, and you go closer, and you start to look through the little, like the gap or whatever it is, like an opening in the trees or something sparkly in a window or something that you saw in someone's behavior, and it's almost like it opens a door and you kind of go, wow, I never knew. I didn't know that the world was so big or so weird or so new or so old, and that there were so many people coming around and in and out with so many different perspectives. I need to have a better view And it's new start and new beginnings. And so whatever perspectives you held before this new moon, you're going to get a chance to really like get a big wide open lens. It's like, you know, taking a smartphone camera or a really good camera and putting it on a real big panoramic view, and it's spectacular. And you can look at all of that. All the scary stuff kind of gets lost in the good stuff, and all the good stuff mingles with the bad stuff, and you think, oh my gosh, it's a whole epic new journey ahead. I have so much more to learn, so much more to do. But that's the fun of it, because once you do that and you come around back down to here, to your home turf, Gemini, then you can tell us what you found out. Tell us what you've discovered. Communicate, okay? I'm happy for you, all right? Okay, let's have a look. Okay, what about Taurus? Let's have a look at Taurus. So here's yours, Taurus. Again, we do this like sun, moon, and rising, you know. So it could be any one of those. So because they are like the significant energies that impact us like on the day-to-day basis. So here's yours, all right, Taurus. This is your February astrodoodle, and this is kind of what it looks like in its full glory. But just like the other reports, we're going to focus on this one thing. And that is the Aquarius new moon over here, February 4th. It just happened, and the moon is still in Aquarius as this report is being made here with Tarot Illumination. So as you can see, Taurus, it's up here in your 10th house of destiny, career, your place in this world, your calling, your sense of mission, the bigger, broader demands that are being expected of you by society and the world at large, and from like your, I would say, soul contract from heaven above. And now it's actually happening. This part of your life and world is being seriously lit up, especially from today onwards, okay? Because now that energy is going to lift up, just like that doodle I make over here. Remember this one, Taurus? I should have done this for every sign. But, you know, it starts here. Let's just say this is the Aquarius new moon here. And you got over the next 2 weeks, when it reaches the full moon again, you're going to start to have a whole new perspective of what, like an outline of what your so-called fate or destiny or mission or purpose on this planet is starting to actually look like, as opposed to what you thought it was, or how you have developed it so far from the last year ago when this same thing happened. Okay, so it's a very serious, important new moon for you, because it's very like visible, evident. It's going to feel like in some ways you're being put in the public eye, and you can't back away from that. And there's a lot of challenges that go with being in such a public position. Just imagine being a corporate leader or a president or a Cub Scout leader or a parents group leader, or somebody who has to be in the podium, on the podium, behind the podium, and make big, responsible, important decisions that do affect others. And so there is a sense of seriousness and consequence that goes with this house. It is the house of karma. It's like, okay, Taurus, what have you created in this life for you right now? This is the 10th house. It's ruled by Capricorn and Saturn. So it's a very serious placement for you, Taurus. And it's a chance for basically new beginnings, new starts. How are you maturing in terms of your sense of destiny, your sense of career, your sense of what am I going to do now on Earth? In other words, what on earth am I going to do now? Now I'm at this point of ascendance here. Like it's like the most visible outward part. Like people can see you and notice you in this condition, and you might not like that. You might think, I'd just rather be behind the scenes. I don't want to have to be up here, like doing all this important stuff. I don't want the responsibility. I don't want to learn the lessons. I don't want to have to teach this stuff. But there's no escape, Taurus. It's happening right now. So it's basically an upgrade of everything that's happened over the last year. We're taking it to the next level. New starts and new beginnings. Okay? You'll figure it out. All right. What have we got left here? What about Libra? Let's have a look at Libra. Okay. So if you're in the middle of this video, I did it just randomly for fun, instead of like following through the routines. This is the Aquarius new moon, little reminder video. We're using the Astrodoodle Quickie Notes from February, and this is for all signs. If you want more stuff, you can check the links below and check the playlists and all that kind of stuff. I'm just doing this as a really super quickie, like courtesy video to get everybody aligned. It's really important to align yourself right now, all of us, whatever sign, sun, moon, or rising, to make the best of this new moon like we should do with all new moons. Okay. So for you, Libra, let's have a look. This is your Libra February 2019 Astrodoodle, okay? Over here. There it is in its full glory. And look, there it is for you. Okay, that's the Aquarius new moon, February the 4th. And it's now like the, what is it, the 6th or something? So the moon is still in Aquarius right now. So the energy is just starting to pick up. That wave is cresting upwards, and it's going to build up for the next 2 weeks till we get to the full moon, all right? But that's later on in the month, all right? Well, maybe we'll do another video for that. So with you, Libra, it's happening over here in your 5th house, and that's often considered the house of true love. Dun, da, da, da. Romance, creativity, self-expression, taking risks, being happy, having fun, being on stage, kind of like a Leo, because it's ruled by the sun and it's the 5th house naturally for Leo. So it's like a fun place for you to have your new moon, okay? And Aquarius energy is very comfortable with Libra. It's an air sign, and it's in a alignment called it a trine, so it's very comfortable. So again, new starts and new beginnings over here for you in this part of your life. Now, the Aquarian energy tends to be in some ways very, let's say, almost like, what's the word? Intellectual, or sometimes scientific, or mental in terms of perspectives, and tends to be see things almost from a neutral point of view, like almost like scientific. Doesn't matter about gender, race, wealth, poverty, education, or anything. The Aquarian energy doesn't really care about those things. The Aquarian energy is really very egalitarian, very humanitarian. It's like, we're all one on the same planet, and we're going to have to figure these things out anyway, whatever. But so for you, Libra, new starts and new beginnings. Like if you've got any new exciting, fun, creative projects or things that you'd like to express, if you feel things happening in your love life that are brand new, and like, I know this sounds like this is going to sound like a bit of a downer, where the love life aspect takes on the energy of friendliness as opposed to carnal romance or lust or anything, because the Aquarian energy is very friendly. Again, it's like the universal buddy. It's like the buddy. You know how sometimes in love and relationships, you end up realizing, hey, we're better off as friends than lovers. And that happens. And then people kind of mature and grow out of each other and think, wow, that was pretty cool. I never thought about that. But yeah, I'm actually having much more fun with you when we don't actually hang around in the sack under the sheets and do all that stuff. Because maybe we need someone else, but it doesn't stop us loving each other. And people can have this kind of very platonic and very satisfying type of energy happening here. I don't know if that's appropriate particularly for Libra, but either way, it's something new and kind of radical and unpredictable is happening here. Remember, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, and so this new start and new beginning here in this part of your life, especially like the love life aspect, could be very unpredictable in terms of the newness about the way it's heading now for the next year, as opposed to the way it's been for the last year. Like if you've endured and have a lot of big shifts and changes, well, it's going to start again, and we're going to the next level. That's all. We're taking it to the next level. I'd like to say we're taking it to the next level in your love life. But who knows? I mean, it could be anything in that part of your 5th house. You know where to come if you need more depth on this. Okay? Thank you so much, Libra. All right. How about Capricorn? Very serious. Now, Capricorn, okay, I'll just show you your Astrodoodle. Here it is, February 2019, Tarot Lumination Astrodoodle for Capricorns. Now, you can already see your blue blob over here. So, Now, I feel obliged to mention this, Capricorn, but you still have a lot of energy going on over here with the Pluto and Saturn and Venus right in your first house. And it might be just enough just to handle all that. And the last thing you're thinking about is Tarot Illumination new moon videos and full moon videos and whatever. This is such intense, serious energy that's like pressuring you, and it's very long-term, slow moving. And it might be hard to understand what's going on over here with the Aquarius new moon. Now, for you, your Aquarius new moon is over here in your second house, okay? New starts and new beginnings in your second house. So what does that mean? It's perhaps something to do with values, how you are valued, how you value others. What are your new gifts and talents, and how are you going to recalibrate and reformat and upgrade all of that stuff in such a way to increase your sense of self-worth, increase your value to the planet and to yourself, so that you and your money, even it's even the house of money, like the real money, new starts and new beginnings in terms of your physical wealth, okay? And I would include your romantic wealth, your physical health, new starts and new beginnings in anything that you could list and define as what is it that is most important to you. What are your greatest gifts? What are your greatest talents? What are your resources? How much money do you have? What are you doing with all this good stuff about you, Capricorn, that needs to be done properly? New starts and new beginnings, radical shifts, upgrades from how you've been doing things for the last year. It's time to start again and consider a whole year's journey now of new starts and new beginnings in terms of perhaps self-worth, okay? And understanding that your measures of self-worth could be very much coming to you through the process of reflection from others. So please factor other people into your measurements of what is valuable to you and how valuable are you to others, and what are your true gifts and talents. What is, in other words, don't waste any time on things that aren't working effectively in your real life, and start new chances, new beginnings on what does work. Practical Capricorn, that's who you are. You need to be very practical and down to earth and have things that actually make sense. You can't live in cuckoo land, fantasy land, or anything. So it's new starts and new beginnings here in what works for you in terms of, like I would say, increasing your value, increasing your wealth, increasing your self-worth, okay? And you might just have to take the measure of that from others. That's all I'm suggesting, okay? So please make the best of it, all right? I'll show it to you. It's right there. Aquarius, February, new moon. There we go. All right. So let's keep going. We've got a few more to do. Hang in, hang in, hang in. Okay, let's do Scorpio. Scorpio, you're up next. Okay, have a look. So this is a bit messy, as you can see, but that actually says Scorpio, okay? February 2019, your astrodoodle. And for you, Scorpio, it happens over here in your fourth house, okay? The February Aquarius new moon over here. The sun and the moon are conjunct right here at the very foundations of your life. This is the fourth house. This is your place of home, family, security, safety, the place where you sleep at night, the place where you feel grounded and centered, and from which everything grows. If you think of this as a potted plant, and this is the actual bed of the plant, the actual, I guess the pot with the dirt in it, and pretty much everything grows out of there. So it's a very, very important part of your chart, Scorpio. And you've got new starts and new beginnings here. So if you feel that there are radical, unpredictable upheavals happening in your home, your family, your home life, then that's very, very possible. You might have lived through a whole year of big shifts and radical upgrades in there, but now it's starting all over again. There's more. The ground is shaking under your feet here, okay, Scorpio? It is shaking under your feet, and that's just nature doing what it does. That's just the planets doing what they do, and the idea is to wake you up New starts and new beginnings in your home, your family, and how you structure that. How would you define your sense of home, family, security, foundations, groundedness, being nurtured, being able to nurture going forward from here? Okay. It's all starting from here. It just because it's Aquarian energy ruled by Uranus, it might feel like there's a lot of shock waves happening, starting and stopping in here. It's almost like I'll pretend it's an earthquake. So it's almost like there's Scorpio living your life. Da, 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 Aquarius new moon. Doopy, 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 doo. Whoa, what's happening? Do, do, do. I don't know. What was that? Whoa, something's shifting, people. Whoa. And then, stuff happens. Who knows what that might mean? Each Scorpio has to figure that out for yourself. But whatever shifts and radical new starts and beginnings that are happening here at the home are going to affect every other aspect of your life. Because at the end of the day, if you're lucky and you're not homeless, then you will go home and sleep on everything that happened the day before and then wake up and start a brand new day from here. Okay? So please, Scorpio, make the best of it. Please allow for things, for unpredictable aspects and surprises and like light bulb moments and amazing, wonderful awakenings, new starts, new beginnings for this part of your life. And understand that the home area here, the Aquarius energy, it's almost like you could be what do they call it? Like a campground leader or something. Like you might have the energy of one of these people who likes to share your home with others, or who likes to, have a sense of community. You might enjoy being in a communal environment in some way, shape, or other. And other people might invite you into a communal type environment. And so it would be perhaps a very unconventional type of home structure or foundation of your life. Okay, so please allow for that. All right, Scorpio, all the best. All right. You know what? I'm going to break my things that I just told myself. Let's do Aquarius right now. It's time for you, Aquarius. Here we go. Why not? I've got a couple more. We got Virgo, and we got Leo, and I think that's it. So let's do you now, Aquarius. This is you. This is your Astrodoodle, February 2019. And we'll go to your hotspot right here. As you can see, this is the Aquarius new moon, February the 4th, right here in your first house of you. Your identity, yourself, your sense of self, like the who am I and what am I doing here? And it's very strong energy. It is the new start, new beginning. You could almost see this as your own personal birthday. On the broader sense, every Aquarian, if they wanted to, you could actually see this new moon as the Aquarian birthday. For all Aquarians, new starts, it's like it's time for me to be me, but bigger, better, newer, more radical, amazing me than ever before. Hold on. Did I just say that? Yes, you did. I gotta go check in the bathroom. I gotta go check in the mirror. What did I just say? So you go to the mirror, you check it all out. Oh, whoa. Yeah, maybe I need a new hair. What about some tattoos? Or hey, I need dental work. Or like, ooh, it's time for the gym. Or maybe I'm overdoing it with this or wait a minute, how about a whole new wardrobe? I feel freakishly new and weird, even more freakish and weird and new than ever before. But that's me. And I'm allowed to do that because I'm an Aquarian. I don't have to answer to anybody. I answer to my own drum. I do my own weird stuff. And that's just how it is. So let's do it. And then, of course, you do that, classic Aquarian, and then you realize, wait a minute, what was that? I better check in the mirror again. I need to make notes. I need to do a scientific experiment on myself just to make sure I'm still me. Let's see. How can I do that? I need to be with very interesting new people and not be shy about that. And people who accept me as I am in my own Aquarian, wonderful, weird, and new and sparkly way than ever before. This is like the brand new It's almost like, you know, think of yourself like as an amazing car in an amazing car sales showroom. And this is like the latest model. It's just been introduced. You've just been put on the shop floor. And then there's supermodels leaning on the hood and you're feeling awesome. And there's, you know, reviews being written about you and everybody asking questions like, how do you do this? How do you do this, Aquarius? How do you be you? Let's look under the hood. Show us the trunk. Give us a test ride. We want to know you. We want to see what's going on. And then Aquarius goes, okay, well, I could do that. Yeah, watch this. Follow me. There you go. So let's have a look. Virgos, you're next. Let's do Virgo, all right? So let's have a look here. This is your Astrodoodle, Virgo. Da, 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 da. February 2019. Lots of very complicated, very important notes with colors that are barely intelligible, but it looks great on the wall. You know, it's like mixed media art. So for you, oh, I only made a little circle here, but I'll make it bigger. Hold on. I'll make it bigger for you. I'll add a bit of extra pizzazz. Okay, it's over here. So there's Virgo on the horizon, all right? And you have a full moon coming up, by the way, towards the end of the month or middle, sort of. But for you right now, your Aquarius new moon is over here in your 6th house, okay? New starts and new beginnings with Aquarian type energy ruled by Uranus over here in your 6th house to do with like day-to-day habits, your health, your work life, your chores, your essential practicalities of like what do you do during the day? What are your tasks? What are your habits? And the thing is, with new starts and new beginnings here, you have a chance to radically like shift and remake and reprogram and reformat your habits, just like you're a computer, okay? You're ruled by Mercury, Virgo, so you have a very kind of computer type brain, and you love to work and you love to like do things properly. And also with this energy of health over here, the health, I think of this as the health house, new starts and new beginnings in terms of how you treat yourself. How much time are you devoting to yourself for healing, for self-healing, healthy practices, like the way you brush your teeth, the kind of clothes you wear, your health practices? Do you have a daily self-healing regimen? Are you overdoing it with caffeine or alcohol or medications and trying to take shortcuts to your health? Or are you doing all the cleansing and the refining and the purifying things that Virgo needs to do in order to keep your own self healthy? Okay, it's time for you, Virgo, to be healthy, so you don't have to always be like the slave, the maid, the picker-upper, the chore doer for everybody else. You have a right to be like new starts and new beginnings where you're the number one in your life regarding health. Now, you don't always have to break your back for everybody else. You can start a whole new program. Think of this as your chance for radical new shifts, radical upgrades, huge light bulb moments and discoveries and awakenings. And it might be like happen in very kind of jolting, unpredictable ways, but it's good for you. Ultimately, this is good for you, and it'll make a lot more sense by the time we get to the full moon around February 19th. And you'll see what parts of your life in your world are messed up, contaminated, that need cleanup, refining, purifying, cleansing in such a way that it isn't just a miserable freaking chore. It's actually joyful because there's something incredibly satisfying once you get into the vibration of self-healing and you realize, wow, I just did that. Wow, I didn't have to go to the doctor. I didn't have to chug down half a bottle of trazodone mixed up with Cymbalta and a week's supply of Xanax. I did it on my own. That's so radically cool. All right. So that's what I'm sort of feeling here. Very, very important, Virgo, with all this like seriously imbalanced energy, to be very, very diligent and focused on your health and your well-being, number one. Okay. All right. So there we go. Finally, we have Leo. So I don't think it's any surprise that we left this one till last, because this could be very challenging for you Leos in some ways, but also radically exciting. So here is the Leo February 2019 Astro Doodle. There you go. Another masterpiece to go on the wall. So there's Leo, all right, over here. And over here is your new moon in Aquarius, okay? February 4th for the next 2 weeks energy. And then over here we have the Pisces Virgo thing over in your 8th and 2nd houses, okay? So right now, it's all about the 7th house. And you know what that means. That's your fundamental, most important relationships. I'm not talking about the 5th house of lovey-dovey and romance and cuddles and dating and amazing, lustful fun. I'm not talking about, flirting with co-workers and everything. I'm talking about like the house of marriage, okay? This is the house of marriage. It's the 7th first house axis here. And it is where you meet the polar opposite of you. And it can be the most difficult chart for a difficult aspect for so many people, because so many people are in relationship dynamics that don't make sense, or they don't understand, and they want growth and maturity. And so what tends to happen a lot is that people churn. They churn each other, like somebody grinds you up and absorbs you, and then bam, oh, the next thing you know, you like find somebody and you chew them up like a whizzer or blender. You absorb everything you can get out of them, and people move on like, hey, you screwed me over. Well, hey, I got screwed over in the past, so it's just my past life catching up with me, and you look like a victim type, uh, you know, thing, post-it note on your forehead. So I'm just, operating from that level. You have no right to do that. Just because I have the profile of a victim doesn't mean you can take advantage of me. Like, well, why didn't you say that before instead of being a victim? Then I wouldn't have. And it goes on and on and on. The thing about the 7th house is they call it the house of marriage, which is like if you do marriage right, there's probably nothing more valuable and more enjoyable than a good marriage. But you do it wrong, it's probably nothing more painful than a bad marriage. It's just like a freaking nightmare. That's why they call it the house of open enemies. There's nowhere to hide. Like a bad marriage, it's right there. It's right in your face. You are with someone, you thought you did the right thing, and then all of a sudden you realize, wait a minute, who are you? Who did I marry? And they're like, I was going to ask you the same thing. What the bleep is going on? Everything that sucks in my life is because of you. What? What? How dare you? I was going to say the same thing to you. Everything that sucks in my life is actually because of you. You are the enemy, and you're right in my face. I called you out first. It's all your fault. No, it's your fault. Blah, 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 blah. So that's the kind of story that you get here. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But you have a new chance for new starts and new beginnings. So you might see everything from a much more zany, radical, new perspective of like, what do relationships actually mean for you? Because Leo, you're big, bold, happy. You like to be right. You like to be happy. You like to have fun. You like to be loving. You like to be loved. But with the Aquarian energy here, new starts and new beginnings, you have to ask yourself, well, what actually does it mean to be in a loving relationship or in a relationship? Because the Aquarian energy is so unique and so weird and so different from, let's say, the earth signs or the water signs. And so this is a chance for you to really, really like, it's almost like blow up everything that you've ever known about significant one-on-one relationships, and then let the dust settle for a bit and then reconfigure. Start looking at things in a couple of weeks from now and realize, wow, you're going to find out a lot more by the full moon, because of whatever you've done by assuming of what happens in a relationship, you're going to discover everything soon in a few weeks of what's not working, and that will give you clues as to what does work. In other words, you start ripping away all the crap that doesn't work, and you can have a chance to improve and refine. So this is think of it as a birthday period for a whole new 1-year journey to start again in relationship. I'm not talking about love life. And it could be your love life, because the marriage house is often connected with, you know, what happens after, the dating and the romance and the true love. But then again, we get to the next level up here, 8,000 second house, and you're talking about the deep intimacy of what happens after you've like signed the contract and done the deal. So it's really, really important for all Leos to take full advantage of this new moon here in your seventh house, and consider your relationships uh, in terms of like a radical, rebuild, a radical rethink, radical shifts, radical new attitude, like an attitude adjustment in relationships, in order to get by and evolve and grow to the next year. Okay. And how that works out is a whole other thing. I don't predict the future here, but with Aquarius, you couldn't dare predict it anyway. But it could be something to do. My feeling is that things, instead of becoming instead of having old school paradigms of relationship, the Aquarius new moon is not just inviting you, it's basically telling you it's time to rethink your relationships from a more almost like a friendly perspective, from the sense of how much fun it is, and how happy are you, how happy is the other one, as opposed to what can I get out of you, what are you trying to get out of me. It's all about doing things in ways that work better, so that it makes your life work better, it makes their life work better, so it makes you guys work better. But it probably would mean a radical shift in understanding of what is the actual nature of the relationship. It's going to take time to learn that and figure that out. What is it that defines our relationship now? And you wouldn't be able to figure that out unless you had that dynamic coming back at you like the mirror of relationship. So for you, Leo, this is a really, really important new moon. And it will have a ripple effect for about a year, okay? So to remember, with the seventh house, you're talking about full-on face-to-face. There's you, there's the other, there's nowhere to hide. So this is important, and some bits of it might not be comfortable. Some bits of the new starts and new beginnings could be shocking and weird and disorienting and highly unpredictable. On the other hand, this is life. This is how we evolve. All the planets do not force us. They just impel us. It's up to you what you do with that energy. You've got an advantage here for new starts and new beginnings. How does that look to you? Okay, a chance to redefine, upgrade, recalibrate your relationship, especially if it's a significant one-on-one. Then we go from there. All right, have I missed anybody out? Let me just check. Stay there. Don't go away, people. Don't go away. I want to make sure. Just want to make sure. We did Sag. Hold on, I'm still doing this. Cancer. I mean, I should know this. Yeah, I should. Oh, we did Sagittarius, Cancer, Pisces, and then we did Aries. Okay, we got Aries. I was worried about that one. And then Gemini, and then we did Taurus, and then Libra, then Capricorn, then Scorpio, then we did Aquarius, and then Virgo, and then finally Leo. So there we go. We did it. We covered the ground. That's it, people. You know what to do. Check out the links below if you need to follow up on any of this, and make the best of it. Happy Aquarius new moon. Bye-bye, everybody. Bye-bye. Thank you so much. Oh, don't forget, do the subscribes and the likes and all of that stuff. It really, really helps. And if you're really into it, please, membership is the way to go. It's still very new here, but it's really cool. Tarot Illumination, the members are really having fun. Okay, so thank you so much. Take care. See you guys. All the best. Bye bye.